So I just watched a video on Facebook that kind of bothered me and kind of inspired me to get up and make a video, because I was literally asleep maybe 15 minutes ago, watched this video, and now it's something that I feel like I need to talk about. So basically it was this video about a woman who was bigger. She described herself as fat, but I don't like that word. But she was a bigger lady, and she said that it was free Dairy Queen Day. Sorry, but she said it was free Dairy Queen Day, so her and her husband went to go get a free ice cream cone to reward herself for losing over 16 pounds, which is pretty incredible. I think it was either 120 pounds or 60 pounds, which either way is pretty incredible to lose within a year. So, gold star for that. So, I personally think that it's kind of, that's worth the reward. But she went to go get an ice cream cone, and then these guys stopped in the middle of the road to just tell her that she's a fat bitch and to eat the ice cream, which I have a problem with. Because, one, why the fuck would you stop in the middle of the road to yell something so horrible to someone? And two, like, what does that accomplish for your life to tell someone that they're fat? Like, what does that accomplish and help you with to stop and say that? I don't understand how someone, or people, not all people, a lot of people do this, but not all people, but how people can actually, like, ruin someone's life. Like, it makes me wonder how they sleep or look at themselves in the mirror, because I feel bad if I say something slightly offensive, like, in a way that is absent-minded, because I have this thing for saying certain things, like for talking, and I can be very obscene, and I swear a lot, and I can be inappropriate, and I can be perverted, and sometimes the way I speak can offend people. And sometimes I'm being, I don't want to say ignorant, because, I mean, that kind of works in a way, but sometimes I can be like that, and not think about other people. And sometimes it's an accident, and it makes me feel guilty, like I hurt inside when I accidentally hurt someone, or if I actually purposefully hurt someone, and I automatically try to apologize and to fix it, and I don't understand how someone can continuously do that to a person. There are times, like, I'm at work, I work in an adult store, and there are times when I'm at work and I tell a girl to tell me if she needs a bigger size. And then she gets salty towards me, and then I realize that I basically said that when she was getting lingerie, and when I said, tell me if you need a bigger size, I accidentally said that she was fat in a way, and I offended her, and it's because I wasn't thinking about the way I was speaking. And I felt so bad for the rest of the day. So I don't understand the people who can get up every single day, see a person, and bully them every single day. And she said in the video that they didn't know if she was at the point where she could have gone home and killed herself for someone telling her that. And that's how I feel. Like, what if someone is so depressed, and then that one thing that you say to them pushes them over the edge, and then the next day you hear news reports and the school is shut down, or wherever you're at, and you hear that this person killed themselves because of that one thing that you said. And it can be something so simple. Like, you can say the simplest thing, and when someone is in that state of mind, even the simplest thing can push them over the edge. And I personally think that I need to watch what I say more. I try to be very conscious of other people, and I don't like hurting people, and sometimes I can speak absent-mindedly and out of turn, and that's something I need to work on. And I think that's something that everybody needs to work on, because I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I never say things that don't hurt people, because I do. I occasionally say things that can potentially hurt people or hurt myself, and that's something I need to work on, and that's something that other people need to work on. People need to think about, how maybe this may be funny to you, maybe this wouldn't hurt you personally, but that doesn't really matter. You don't get to choose if somebody calls you an asshole, you don't get to choose if you're not. Which, if you know Louis C.K., you know that reference. But anyway, and all because something, and I've had to learn this over the years, because I used to have this habit of saying whatever was on my mind and not caring what other, like, if it hurt other people, because to me it was like, well, if it doesn't hurt me, then it won't hurt other people. And I've had to learn that all because it doesn't hurt me doesn't mean it's not going to hurt someone else, and other people need to realize that. And the whole saying, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. You wouldn't want to be treated like shit every single day. It would make you feel horrible about yourself. So take that and treat other people the way you want to be treated. Don't, like, unless you want to be treated like an asshole and like you're worthless, then go ahead and treat people like that. But otherwise, you know, try to put yourself in other people's shoes. I personally was lucky enough to never be bullied through my entire school life or ever. Maybe I was bullied for like 3 days about my nose because it has this curve, and honestly, I used to hate my nose. I used to hate the way it looked. I thought it was weird. I always wanted that cute little button nose. But then I realized, like, I love my nose. I'm Indian, so that's what this is from. I'm Cherokee. It has culture behind it. Also, my mom has it, my aunt has it, my uncle has it. So many of my family members have it, and it's something that I should be proud of. And it's unique, and it's different. And my face would look fucking weird with a button nose, and I understand that. And this is my body and what I was born with. And, but as I was saying, I was never unlucky. I was lucky enough to go through school and not have to worry about some motherfucker coming up to me and making my day suck. Like, I already made my day suck for myself anyway, but I never had to worry about somebody else doing that to me. And I was the person at school that would not stand for it when I saw other people get bullied, because my friends were bullied, and I saw other kids getting bullied in school, and if I saw it, I would try to shut that shit down. Me and my best friend were not, she was kind of a bitch, but she would never bully someone like that. And sometimes, I mean, like, she was never a bully. She just came off as a bitch, and some people assumed it. But she never was. And her and I, if someone was getting bullied, it was like, you know, fuck you. And we'd try to get in the middle of that. I was always that person that would not stand for that shit, because I don't think that anyone should ever make someone feel less than they are. And people should stand up for other people more often, especially if they're seeing the shit. Then they should, like, step up and be like, yo, like, don't fucking treat this person like that, because you never know what this person's going through. You never know what line that they could potentially cross just because you're being shitty. And I just don't, and I feel really grateful for not having to deal with that. And when people say that, usually people that bully have their own insecurities, and that's fine. And, of course, one thing that I think people should look into, because, of course, people should care about the person that's being bullied, but people should also think about why someone is bullying them. Sometimes it's because they're an awful person, but sometimes it's because something is going on in their life that is so difficult that it's so much easier to take out their anger on this other person than to look inside yourself and deal with your self-issues. It's easier to project those feelings onto another person and hate the things that they have than to accept the things that are happening in your life. And I think people should look into that too, and to think about that too. Like, why is this kid bullying this other kid? What is going on in their life? There's a movie that I love, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's about this girl who was bullied by this other girl in school so much that she tried to kill herself, and then she goes into a coma. And they start making this documentary about this girl that bullied her, and over time you start to realize that this girl that was doing the bullying has a really fucked up life and a really hard life, and she was taking out on this girl because this girl, everything came easy to her and everybody loved her, and that wasn't like it for her, and that's why she was bullying her. Now, of course, that's not an excuse, but what I liked about the movie was that it showed the other side of a situation. And I just don't, the reason I'm making this video, mostly, and not to express how much this upsets me, is that people need to realize that sometimes what they say is worse than what they think. Because even though it's just words stick with people. I know this very well. I remember almost every negative thing that anybody has ever said to me. and it sticks in my brain. Like, I can hurt myself physically, I can get a cut, I could break my arm, and it'll heal, and eventually I'll forget that it even happened, or I'll have a scar, and that'll be the only reminder. But if somebody says something negative to me that is really painful, I'll remember it. And not because I want to use it in a fight or because I'm holding a grudge, but because it hurt enough for me to remember. And I don't think people realize how much words can damage a person. And I think people need to be more conscious and need to rethink, you know, how would I feel if someone said this to me, or someone said this to my sister or my father or my mom, my best friend, to anyone that I care about? How would I feel if someone said this to them? And you also have to think about, you know, how does this help me? How does me telling someone they're fat or ugly or anything like that help my life in any way possible? How is it beneficial to me? And then just try to think about the other person. You know, you telling someone they're fat, there's a good chance that they're already self-conscious. And then you're telling them that, and it just reaffirms the way they feel, and it's really hard to live a life like that, and it's really difficult. And so this part of, you know, I just want to say to those people, you know, try to think about how it would feel for you. Try to put yourself in that situation, and to remember that they are human too. People, we're all trying to do the same thing in life, and that is to live and to just be. We're trying to live our lives, do our work, and just be. And we all have the same end result at the end of the day. At the end of the day, all of us have the same end result. And life is hard enough without all of us down each other's throats trying to judge everything about each other. What we should do is unite with each other and try to be stronger together, because once we become stronger together, there's no stopping us. And I know I've said that in another video before, but it's something that I truly believe, that, you know, if we were united, every person in the world, we would be incredible. We could conquer anything. But people just try to separate each other and try to hold power over each other. And it's just something that I don't understand. And it's because I don't know. I don't want to say it's because I was raised right. I hate saying that. But, I mean, my parents did try to teach me, you know, how to love everybody and how to defend the people that couldn't defend themselves, because my mom was bullied when she was young. And she didn't want me to grow up dealing with that and to let other people do that. And, you know, so I guess in a way I was raised right, but I hate saying that because it's kind of like an insult to other people. Because unless you're like, of course there are ways to raise someone wrong, like beating your kids or making them live on the street or stuff like that. Of course, you know, raping your, you know, Joseph Fritzling that shit. Then of course there's no right, that's not a right way to raise your kids. But I'm just saying, you know, I did have the privilege of having parents who were very accepting and who taught me, you know, to protect those who can't protect themselves, but also don't take shit from anyone. And just be who you are and love who you are. And another part of this video, which brings me to that, is a lot of self-love. And it's really hard for me to talk about it because I have a hard time with self-love myself. There are times, like, I went to work a couple of days ago. I think it was either a week ago. And I decided I didn't want to wear makeup for a couple of reasons. One, because I had been working a lot and I was really fucking tired. And I didn't want to wake up early just to paint my face. Two, because I had been wearing so much makeup every single day that my face was angry at me, and I wanted to give my face a day to just be itself and to live its life. And so I decided to not wear any makeup that day. And the entire day, I was conscious of the fact that I wasn't wearing makeup. Every time I looked in a mirror, I thought, oh god, I should have maybe put on some concealer or maybe a little bit of foundation. And I just kept thinking about how my face is red and plain and I don't look pretty. And then I was on break and I realized, why do I feel like that? Like, I shouldn't feel ugly or wrong for not wearing makeup. And some of it, I do, some of it is because girls have been taught, or people in general, not just girls, but people in general have been taught that if they don't enhance themselves in some way, if they're not thin enough, if they don't look a certain way, if they don't dress a certain way, then they're not societally acceptable. because for a lot of the day I was afraid people were thinking I was ugly. But for most of it, it was that and what bothered me the most was that I didn't love myself enough to wear makeup and to not wear makeup and and not be comfortable, which bothers me, because I should care about myself enough and love myself enough and love the face that I was given and the body that I was born in enough to not wear makeup and to be like, yeah, this is my fucking face, dark circles and all, and acne scars and all this shit. Like, I should go into the world and be like, this is my face. If nobody likes it, then they can go fuck off. And I'm trying to learn more self-love, and it's really hard for me personally, because I do have self-esteem issues, and there are things that I deal with that I have a problem with, and I'm trying to overcome, and then I'm trying to accept. And I think self-love is a huge, huge thing that people need to embrace, and that it's not a bad thing. It's not something that's not humble. It's not something narcissistic. Of course, there is some narcissism in a way, but it's okay to love yourself and to have pride in yourself, and to believe that, hey, I'm pretty, or to believe that, hey, I feel sexy today. Like, it's okay to have those self-loves and to point out those things that you think are beautiful about yourself, because at the end of the day, the person that you have to deal with the most is yourself. The person that you have to go home with every day is yourself. The person that you can never run away from is yourself. It's you, yourself, and I for the rest of your life. And you, at the end of the day, are the person that's going to have to get you out of any situation. And you are the person that's going to have to love yourself and fight for yourself. And it's taken me a while to realize this, and I'm starting to embrace it more and more every day, especially since that day that I was so uncomfortable not wearing makeup. It's made me realize that I need to love who I am more, because this is the one body I'm going to have. This is the one life that I'm going to have. And I need to embrace it and to love it and realize that this is me, and all because I'm not wearing makeup doesn't take away how awesome and funny and kind I am. It doesn't take away any of that. And it's not just makeup. It's your weight. It's my weight too. What kind of clothes I wear, the way I talk. I'm really self-conscious about my voice. Like, right now my throat is effed up. I'm losing my voice, so it's really deep. But my voice is naturally kind of deep for a girl. It's not very high, and and it's really weird, but I'm self-conscious about my voice because I hear these girls with higher voices and they sound like girls, and there are times when I feel like I sound like a dude, which is not a bad thing, but for some reason I am really self-conscious about it, and it's something that I need to get over because it's my voice, and it's not like I can change it. And also, I can sing, and I'm a good singer, and if I changed my voice in any way, that would be taken away from it, and I can't. It's such a weird thing, and my thing is basically, no matter how much you weigh, the way you look, what kind of skin color you have, the way you dress, the kind of music you like, the things that you like, your hobbies, as long as you're not hurting yourself, other people, or animals, you go with your bad self, and those things don't take away from how amazing you are. Those are just stupid surface things that people seem to notice first, which is fucking ridiculous, because you could be either really skinny or really big and still be a fucking amazing, dancer and hilarious and the best friend ever. And the fact that you may be extremely, skinny or big, that doesn't make a difference. Whether those things, it doesn't make a difference at all. Whether you're those things or not, you're still going to be a good dancer and funny and a good friend. Or it's the same thing, with religion or your sexual orientation, or how you choose to live your life. The way I feel is, as long as you're not trying to tell someone they're wrong for what they believe in, then fine, that's great, you do you. I would never tell someone, because I don't like talking about religion, but I particularly am not religious. I'm not quite sure what I believe in yet. I'm 22, and I don't even know if I'm ever going to figure out what I believe in. But the way I feel is, as long as you're not trying to tell me that I'm wrong for what I believe, and that I'm going to burn in hell or something like that because I don't believe in God or something like that, then I don't care. I will sit there and let this person tell me about their faith, because to me, faith is incredible. Because finding faith and strength in something so incredible, and seeing people believe in something so amazingly, so deeply, to me is so inspirational. And you know, you can have faith in different things, whether it be religion or other people or music or something else, but basically at the end of the day, it's treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't be a shitty human being, because life is already hard enough. We don't need people making our lives harder every single day, because life is already really fucking difficult doing the things that we have to do. And just remember that your one word, your one insult can push someone over the edge, and someone could kill themselves. Someone could die because you wanted to say something that you thought was funny. And thirdly, I think, is love who you are. And I'm talking about the people who do get bullied. Love yourself. Promote self-love. Do something about it. Don't ever let people treat you like shit. Do not ever let someone tell you or make you feel less than you are, because they have no right to do that. The only person that has the right to take away your power is yourself. And once you realize that, no one can ever do that. So just love who you are and embrace who you are. And if other people can't accept that, fuck them. Like, it doesn't fucking matter if they can accept it or not. Because the people who care about you and love you will support you in whatever you do and will love you for who you are. And as long as you know that, then you can conquer the world. And, you know, as I said, don't let someone make you feel less than you are. And don't let other people, if you're someone who is like me, who never got bullied, don't stand and observe. Do something about it. Because you could be potentially saving someone's life by stopping someone from bullying them. Don't just be a bystander and watch someone fuck with someone else and make their life hard. Do something about it. Change it. Whether it be actually intervening or telling someone else. Telling an adult or a teacher or something. Do something about it. Don't stand there and watch. Because, again, you could be saving someone's life. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, just be nice to each other and love each other. And try to understand we're all here trying to do the same thing. And we're all humans. And that's my phone vibrating. But we're all human beings trying to live our lives and be happy. And that's all. So I'm gonna go blow my nose and eat my Oreos and I guess rhyme. And thank you for joining me in this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. And this is Kat signing off.